Happy Monday, Foxes. Mrs. Spielman here to do your weekly announcements. I'm so excited. We are in March. We are in full swing in March, and we have a lot going on. So let's see what we have at Farmdale this week. It's a lot. I know it's a lot. First off, we are in a new month, so we have a new character word, which is cooperation. So cooperation is about working together and helping others. When we cooperate, we have more positive social interactions and are better able to make and keep friends. And it is March Madness month, so our strategy is if you win or do well, don't brag. And if you lose, don't get angry, because sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. Let's be good sports. All right, it is Women's History Month. It is an important month for women everywhere that have contributed great things. And this week, I wanted to do a shout out for Sarah Breedlove. She was an American entrepreneur and said to be the first female self-made millionaire in America. She became famous by developing and marketing a successful line of beauty and hair products for Black women after she suffered with her own hair loss. So I want to thank her for her contribution and make sure you girls know you can all make great contributions to the history of America. All right, Lucky Grams will be for sale all week for $1. Fifth grade is selling them. They will be on the playground and at the front gate before school daily. All right, here is Miss Brenda's activities for the week. Hopefully the rain has gone away. For first through third grade, we have hopscotch for you. And for fourth and fifth grade, we are starting our March Madness basketball tournament. All right, we have a few field trips this week. Tuesday, fifth grade will be going to the Gallo Center. Mrs. Johnson, Mrs. Elving, and Mrs. Wally's fourth grade classes will be going to San Juan Bautista on Thursday. And Mr. Downey and Mrs. Garcia's class will be going to San Juan Bautista on Friday. I hope you have a great time. And remember, we are Foxes, and we show how respectful and kind we are when we go away from the school. All right, March Madness Week 1. We hoped you liked our kickoff assembly on Friday, and it's now game time. So here's the schedule for this week. Fourth grade, you guys will be playing on Monday and Tuesday, and fifth grade, you will have your games on Thursday and Friday. Can't wait to go out there and see those games. All right, calling all fourth and fifth grade runners. Tryouts begin this week. Make sure that you show up on the proper day. If you are a third grader that will be 10 years old by June 2nd and have a signed permission slip from your parent to try out, please show up to the fourth grade day. So fifth grade boys, you will be on March 4th at 2:30. Fifth grade girls, March 5th at 2:30. Fourth grade boys, March 7th at 2:30, and fourth grade girls, March 8th at 2:30. So make sure you show up at the right time. If you have any questions, talk to Miss Brenda out on the yard or Miss Maria in Fox Support. They are your coaches this year. All right, we are starting another March attendance blitz month. So if you never know what day the blitz day is going to be, so if you're in class on time, you will be entered into drawings to win prizes and gift cards. You're only eligible if you're here and you're here on time. So you never know what day. We're going to have a few days in March. They're going to pick a day and they're going to see who's here on time and they're going to start pulling names for prizes. So make sure you're here every day and on time. All right, a celebration for second grade. Referrals for our school site were down 23% second trimester, so great job, guys. Second grade continues to have the fewest referrals school-wide, so we are inviting them to an ice cream sundae party. We will work with teachers to pick the best date for the celebration. Congratulations, second grade. Keep up the great work. All right, we do have a minimum day this Wednesday. You will be released at 1:30. This says 2:30, but you're going to be released at 1:30, so make sure you let your parents know that. All right, we have flagpole this Friday. We were supposed to have it last Friday, but the weather just wanted us to wait a week, and that's okay. So Miss Pastor's class will still lead the way for us. We will be recognizing our student of the month for February, and we will be recognizing our top Foxes for running the red carpet. We will do some shout outs for the other people who have earned some great accomplishments, but those will be the two that are running the red carpet. If you are in Mrs. Garcia's class or Mr. Downey's class, I will have you run the red carpet next week so that you are not left out. All right, basketball and soccer. Reminder that if you're playing too rough on the basketball court or the soccer field, you will lose the privilege to play these sports. Rough play leads to injuries, and we are in the middle of March Madness, so if we're being a bad sport or being too rough and not listening to the refs, you will lose that privilege as well. All right, again, can you finish it during lunch? We are not eating out on the yard, so if you bring something that you can't finish, we will probably tell you to throw it away. So make sure you bring just something small that you can actually eat and finish during lunch. We don't want anyone choking anywhere. We don't need food crumbs everywhere. So make sure that if you bring anything, it is something that can be completed in the cafeteria. All right, and again, here's another reminder, if it doesn't belong to you, leave it alone. So we do have cameras everywhere. We can see what's going on, and we have been catching some people in backpacks. So responsibility means leaving things at home. If they don't need to be at school, make sure they're at home. But also do not go through other people's backpacks. If it doesn't belong to you, leave it alone. All right, there is an executive board student council meeting this Tuesday after school at 2:30 in Mrs. Cecil's class. And there will be a student council for all class representatives on Thursday in the morning at the library at 8 a.m. All right, Top Foxes, we will have your recess today, which is Monday. Teachers will give you your ticket, and you'll go to the table that matches your ticket color. I will see you this afternoon. Fox Stars, we will have yours next Monday. All right, it is Read Across America Week. This Tuesday and Wednesday, we will have guest readers coming to classrooms that signed up. Make sure to be respectful to our guests and thank them for coming to read to you. We are excited to start this new tradition at Farmdale. And be sure to dress up like your favorite book character on Friday. All right, this trimester, your Live the Creed goal is 7 because it's a little bit of a longer trimester. But if you get to 7, don't stop. We already have some classes that have earned their first Live the Creed certificate. So let me shout out to Mrs. Cecil, Mrs. Ellison, Mrs. Gomez, Mrs. Imjong, Mrs. Ray, and Mrs. Ward, who already put in for getting their first Live the Creed. Great job, guys. All right, let's get to our positive office referrals and shout outs for the week. So first off, we have Zoe, who got a positive office referral she found a brand new squishy on the ground after school and she returned it immediately to an adult. Thank you, Zoe. And admin also wants to give a shout out to Zoe for being brave and speaking up at the city council town hall meeting to report that we need better parks closer to our school. Thank you, Zoe, for caring about our community. All right, and our next positive office referral goes to Valeria. She found a toy on the ground after school. She returned it right away to an adult. That was very responsible of you, Valeria. Thank you so much. All right, we are starting our third trimester attendance competition. 4th grade is starting off strong. Foxes need to get to school every day on time to help your grade level win. And 4th grade, you are going to have a pizza party scheduled for March 11th during your lunchtime. So right now, 4th grade, they are starting strong already with 97.6%. So come on, guys. It's going to be a big March Blitz attendance month. Everybody get to school and on time. All right, here are some Who's Reading shoutouts for the week, some information. So February 28th was our most active day for students on Who's Reading, and Lydia was the most active student this month. Lydia Tao was active for 9 days. In the Owl Shop, we have students earning and spending their coins. Rosendo Chavez Contreras earned the most coins, and Eli Diaz Mejia spent the most coins this month. And the best response written this month came from Alexander Barboza. And the question was, if I had to forget everything about this text except for one detail, what would you want to remember forever? And it says, use text details to support your reasons why that detail is important to remember. And he said, if I had to forget everything about this text except for one detail, I would want to remember to help people, to help yourself and others the best way you can. This detail is important to remember because you can do anything until you put your mind through it. My reasons for this detail being important is supported by the number to look at the good things, not the bad things, in a good way. So great job, Alexander. All right, our next shout out goes to Rusty from Mrs. Pastor's class. He reached 100% mastery on reflex math. Great work, Rusty. Keep up the hard work. All right, Mrs. Cecil sends Amara a shout out. Or Amariah a shout out for making the 100 book club. Great job. It was great to see you on Friday. And Santiago from Mrs. Gomez's class made it to 100% on reflex as well. Way to go, Santiago. We are so proud of you. All right, a shout out to our Moana students. What an amazing show. It was beautiful. You guys did an amazing job. They will be letting us know when your cast party is coming up. And I want to give Matthew a quick shout out for being a great MC and giving us some great jokes at the show. So great job, everyone. I'm so proud of you. It was a beautiful show, and my whole family went to see it, and we all loved it. All right, Mrs. Copus's class celebrated Foxes on Time with a snow cone party. We had some fun in Kinderland. Great job, Mrs. Copus's class. And then we went to Mrs. Charo's third grade class. They had their second snow cone party of the year. Congratulations. The weather held out for us. It was a blast. All right, perfect attendance, Mrs. Ward on the 27th, and this is their second Foxes on Time, so we'll be going to see you soon for a snow cone party. Mrs. Lowe had the 26th and the 27th. Mrs. Birnbaum had the 27th, the 28th, and 29th. Mrs. Struve had the 29th. Mr. Downey had the 27th, the 28th, and March 1st. And Mrs. Charo had March 1st. Mrs. Pastor had March 1st plus 100% homework. Good job, Mrs. Pastor's class. Mrs. Jay Zhang's class had it on March 1st. Mrs. Gomez on March 1st. And that's a lot of perfect attendance. So great job, guys. I'm really proud of you. You're ready for March. So let's make sure we're here at school. It is time for our kindness ticket winners. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be emptying this out after this video today because we are going to start afresh with just trimester 3 tickets. So let's see who our 5 winners are for this week. First off, we have Caillou Lee from Miss Smith's class for being respectful. Congratulations. Next up, we have Dominic from Mrs. Ellison's class for being responsible and being kind. Congratulations, Dominic. Next up, we have Janelli from Mrs. Seychow's class for being responsible and being kind. Congratulations, Janelli. And next up, we have Brianna from Mrs. Ellison's class for being responsible and being kind. It's Mrs. Ellison's class lucky week. All right, and our last winner, our 5th and final winner, is going to be Aiden Saturn from Mrs. Newville's class for being responsible. So congratulations to Aiden, Brianna, Janelli, Dominic, and Caillou. I will be around this week to make sure you get your prizes. And again, I'm going to be emptying out this box, so if you get a kindness ticket this week, they're going to have a better chance of winning next week. All right, our quote of the week comes from Anne Frank, who was also a strong female. So how wonderful is that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. You don't have to wait to improve the world. You can do it right now. So always make sure you work to do kind things for others and help others out. All right, birthday books. So the birthdays will be at the end of the video. If you have a birthday this week, make sure you go to the library to get that birthday book. All right, I want you all to have a great week. We have a lot going on. If you need us, we're here. Mrs. V, Mrs. Robertson, and I are here if you need to talk. We want to make sure you make good choices. So let's get those foxes up. To be a fox, repeat in your mind. Be safe, be responsible, respectful, and kind. Have a great week. Bye.